Now, Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd, A$AP Rocky, and Future have all dissed Drake by this point. I'm surprised J. Cole didn't double back and say Drake is a bum. With that being said, in today's video we are going to talk about this brand new We Still Don't Trust You album with a bunch of spicy takes in it, talk about all the drama that's been happening with it, as well as rate the album out of 10 by the end of this video. With that being said, get your cranberry juice, get your Cheerios, and let's get right into it. I think this album shows how great of a producer Metro Boomin is, because now, in my opinion, he has two of the best albums of the year. You could argue that the top two albums this year are Metro Boomin's We Don't Trust You and Metro Boomin's We Still Do Not Trust You, because his production on here mixed with Future's voice is incredible. And just like any Metro Boomin song, or Metro Boomin album, my bad, pretty much every Metro Boomin song has The Weeknd on it though. And A$AP Rocky did his thing on here. And I find it crazy because A$AP Rocky actually dissed Drake on talking about how apparently he had Rihanna before Drake had Rihanna, which I don't know if that's true. But he also said that he was in his feelings about him, which if you didn't know is a reference to Drake's song In My Feelings, which was massive. And he's not the only person to reference In My Feelings on here. A lot of people do. The Weeknd mentions it on here, and essentially everybody's cooking Drake for being emotional. How dare you, Drake, be an emotional human being? But A$AP Rocky on the same song also talks about the fact that Drake's most recent album, For All the Dogs, came and went, and man, I still like this album a little bit. But back to the album discussion, I'm starting to think that We Don't Trust You is based at Drake because he keeps sneak dissing people after making amends with them. He did this to Kanye, and I mean, bro, it's becoming apparent that it seems like he does that to everybody. And it feels like this album's entire name and the album before it is all based on Drake being a bum. Or something like that, bro. Because Future also mocks Drake on one of these tracks where he was doing the feel the way, feel the way. He mocked that song on his song. Also, The Weeknd, who almost got signed to Drake and literally started making music because of Drake, said that, actually I'll let him tell you. He said,
I ain't got number just my brother's bag. When they got licks in their operation, I thank God that I never signed my life away.
And bro, it sounds beautiful if you ask me. I love the way Weeknd disses people because he like sings it essentially. But he said that he never signed to Drake, which he had the option to, and he proceeded to not sign with Drake, which honestly respect to him because he ended up growing a lot bigger than anybody, really. He's like the biggest artist in the world, according to like a lot of people. Jermaine Cole was also on this album, which kind of shocked me, because if you didn't know, the last album was J. Cole getting dissed, and all of a sudden he apologized and everybody's cool with him again. Honestly, I was wondering if J. Cole were to diss everybody, if A$AP Rocky and all these people would have been cooking J. Cole too. But it was more of a friendly thing with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, and J. Cole apologized after throwing a shot back, which, by the way, it's very controversial. A lot of people didn't like, but I think it's J. Cole being J. Cole and trying to be the bigger person. But in this case, it didn't age very well for him. But he gave a decent performance on the song on this album, and it kind of gives a little bit of closure to the Kendrick Lamar beef with him. And I think it's pretty interesting because it makes him sound a lot more calm on here, and a lot of people are going to be listening to this and agreeing with J. Cole more. I think it was a very smart move for him to go on this album and talk so peacefully after the recent controversy with him. But to be honest, I was mighty scared when I seen J. Cole was on the track list, and when I first started listening to his verse, I was like, I really hope he doesn't switch up and just be like, oh, I hate Kendrick Lamar, I can't believe you. But on the opposite side of dissing Kendrick Lamar, we have Drake, who throws a couple Instagram shots every once in a while, and I'm starting to think that he's waiting for the world to collapse on itself before his dying breath can be like, Kendrick Lamar, you're short, or I hate you, Kenny, something like that. I don't know what he's gonna say, but he's taking forever, bro. The disc got released like almost a month ago now, and Drake has just been sitting there twiddling his thumbs, probably thinking of something to do. I don't know why he hasn't dissed him back yet. He's probably thinking a good way to diss him back. But on this track list though, we get a little bit of Not Toxic Future, which I actually applaud, because on the last album I really enjoyed the Not Toxic Future on here. They kind of took it right out of him here on the song Right For You, where he talks about changing his evil ways for this girl that he's talking to, or maybe 20 girls, because on the next song, or one of the next songs that follow after a little bit later in the album, he talks about having a family of 20 women, which is the song Big Family, if you didn't know. And this is insane to me because, bro, I thought you were being not toxic. Who is this person who he's trying to change for if he's changing for 20 people? 20 people. This is why so many people complain about not being able to find a person to love or a relationship. And that's because Future's hogging every single human known to mankind. And honestly, I'm starting to think that Future's essentially the Nick Cannon, but if he could not have a bunch of children. Like, he's like taking it the safe way. Actually, I'm gonna double check. Bro, I could not have been further from wrong. He has 8 confirmed children. This man is octo dad, and he's still toxic. I wonder what his kids think when they listen to his music. Like, genuinely, how you just like, oh, that's my dad, my good old dad. He doesn't know my mom anymore, but my good old dad. I don't know, apparently he's being less toxic, but he also states that he will always be the problem on the song I Will Always Be the Problem. He states it like 50 times, just the chorus. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the fact that this album is very, very long. It's like an hour and 25 minutes. It's a double album though, I'm pretty sure. It says 2 discs on Spotify, as well as it's a pretty good album. Despite that, I think it's like a 7 or 8 out of, no. I'm gonna give it an 8.3 out of 10. Dropped that just now off the top of my head, and I think I stand by it. I guess we're gonna find out as this time passes by. We're gonna see how this ages. I think one of my biggest problems with this album though is the fact that these songs individually are so obnoxiously incredibly long. Like, the song with J. Cole was like 7 minutes long, and most of the people who came to that song or are going to continue coming to that song are coming because J. Cole's verse, and he has like 5 minutes before J. Cole's verse. 5 minutes! And it's like not even that incredible of a 5 minutes. Like, it's a great 5 minutes, but it's not the best 5 minutes I've ever heard or anything like that. But with that being said, I love you all very much. I'm conflicted. I'm not going to take this video to 8 minutes just because I love you guys so much, and I don't really care about having these mid-rolls right now. I love you all very much. I'm conflicted, and I'm out. Peace.